When it comes to armored vehicles of World War II, the first thing that comes to mind is the T-34. This tank proved to be not just a wartime weapon, but a symbol of an era representing Soviet engineering ingenuity and strategic vision that significantly influenced the outcome of the largest and bloodiest war in human history. But its success was no coincidence. Behind the creation and development of the T-34 stood deep engineering ideas, innovative solutions, and a unique approach to mass production. The history of the T-34 is about how a single technical solution, applied at the right moment, can change all preconceived notions about armored vehicles and tactics. Historical context and reasons for creation. By the early 1930s, tank development in the USSR had significantly outpaced Western countries. However, with the onset of war preparations and the looming threat from Germany, engineers set out to create a new tank capable not only of countering potential enemies, but also surpassing them both technically and in quantity. In 1939, the USSR decided to develop a new medium tank combining two key features: good armor protection and sufficiently powerful armament, along with the ability to be produced easily on a large scale. Initially, designers faced a dilemma: how to combine lightness and good armor with powerful weaponry, while maintaining acceptable production costs. The answer was found in the concept of sloped armor and simplified design, which allowed for multifunctionality and durability of the machine. Design and innovations. Revolutionary ideas that changed perceptions of armored vehicles' armor and hull shape. The key innovation of the T-34 was its sloped armor. In the early years of the war, most tanks had vertical armor plates, leading to many projectiles successfully penetrating or ricocheting off, causing no damage. Soviet engineers focused on developing sloped armor on the upper hull and sides, which provided an echo effect, reflecting projectiles and reducing penetration chances. Thanks to this, even with thinner armor compared to German tanks such as the Panzer IV or Panther, the T-34 provided excellent protection due to the sloped design that increased effective thickness. At the point of impact, the hull shape was slightly rounded and pear-shaped, offering greater protection in combat and making the tank less visible. Turret and armament. Initially, the T-34 was equipped with a 76.2mm gun, which was modern for its time. This weapon was reliable, accurate, and capable of penetrating many armored targets. Later, as the front lines evolved and more heavily armored German tanks appeared, it was decided to upgrade the armament. In 1942, a more powerful 85mm gun was installed, capable of taking on the Tigers and Panthers German heavy tanks, which at first seemed unbeatable. Chassis and suspension. The tank was designed with a torsion bar suspension, offering good maneuverability and shock absorption. The effective suspension system improved mobility on rough terrain and allowed firing while moving. Ease of assembly and mass production. The most revolutionary feature of the T-34 was its engineering simplicity and mass production capability. The tank was designed to be as versatile, easy to assemble and repair as possible, with minimal complex units and costly components. Utilizing basic, affordable, and widely available materials, along with standardized parts, allowed for large-scale production across multiple factories, crucial for the USSR during wartime. Production and logistics. Mass superiority. Creating a mass production system for the T-34 was one of the greatest achievements of Soviet industry. Mass production. Between 1940 and 1943, serial production was launched, enabling hundreds of tanks to be produced daily. At the peak, for example in 1943, the Soviet plants could produce over 200 T-34s per month. This mass production gave the Soviet Army a quantitative advantage over German forces, which often had more complex, less scalable armored vehicles. Modularity and maintenance. The tank was designed for easy on-field repair and maintenance. Simple attachment of components, frequent replacement of individual modules, and a large stock of spare parts allowed quick repairs in combat conditions. Ease of repair and durability despite harsh frontline conditions. The T-34 was made to be easy to repair even without sophisticated tools. As a result, tanks could quickly return to action after minor damage, increasing their combat endurance. Technical specifications and details. Armor sloped, with up to 45 mm thickness front armor, providing protection against most early war projectiles. Later versions saw upgrades to 60 mm. Armament: initially a 76.2 mm gun, later an 85 mm gun, with the ammunition complement of about 60 to 70 rounds. Engine: diesel V2ist, with 500,600 horsepower, one of the first mass-produced diesel tank engines, ensuring good mobility and safety. Mobility: thanks to a wide track and a weight of over 30 tons, capable of crossing mud, snowdrifts, and marshy terrain. Tactics and combat application: the combat tactics were based on high mobility and maneuverability. The T-34 was utilized for breakthrough operations, tank duels, supporting infantry, and defending strategic points. Soviet commanders used the T-34 in tight formations to control and protect each other. A significant advantage was the ability to keep moving and fighting, even after sustaining damage, maintaining combat effectiveness. Due to its high reliability, the T-34 could operate for many hours or days in combat, facilitating offensives and defensive actions. Impact on tactics: the concept of mass application of heavily armored and armed tanks created a new tactical approach, such as armored flanks and through attacks, which radically changed the rules of conduct and strategy on both European and Eastern fronts. Comparison with German counterparts and its competitiveness against Panzer IV and other German tanks early in the war. The T-34 surpasses the German Panzer IV in armament and armor. However, by mid-war, German engineers began developing more protected and heavily armed models like the Tiger I and Panther response capable of countering the T-34's strengths. Nonetheless, thanks to its mass production, speed of manufacturing, and ease of repair, the T-34 never lost overall combat effectiveness and strategic importance. Comparison with the American Sherman: the M4 Sherman offered good maneuverability and a long range, and was more comfortable for crew operation. Its weak points included thinner armor, especially in comparison to the T-34. However, the T-34 excelled in the East due to its mobility, protection, and lower cost, as well as faster scaling of production during the war. Legacy and influence: strategic and engineering legacy. The creation of the T-34 exemplifies engineering brilliance and strategic foresight. It demonstrated how mass production and simple design could overcome technical challenges and ensure a significant battlefield advantage during revolution, and strategy embodying the effectiveness and simplicity of mass armored vehicles. Its creation and deployment underscore that sometimes simple and mass solutions can be much more powerful and practical than complex and costly alternatives. This tank played a key role in the Soviet Union's victory in World War I and remains a vivid example of how engineering thinking can change history. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Your support helps us create new content. I'd also love to hear your opinions in the comments. Ask questions, share thoughts, or suggest topics for future videos. Thank you for watching. See you next time.